Well, hello, you're watching Gmodism, and we should now pitch the Draconia versus the Titanslang. And these are my rules. You can see we have an altitude limit of a negative 500, no, 15, I mean. And we have the standard despawn rules and sinking below 80% and sustain 30 seconds. And then we have the Draconia, the Mark II, which I updated several months ago. It's not recently updated, the Draconia, but the Titanslang is recently updated to another version 2. So it will be highly interesting to see how it fares. Because Borderwise recently released a video which pitched the Draconia versus the Titanslang. And, well, my Draconia is the Mark II too as well, so it's the Mark II versus Mark II. But the Draconia is actually a... I didn't update it since, like... I did update it before I recorded my earlier best of 3 videos. But after that, I actually didn't update it. But in those battles, the Draconia was honestly a little bit unlucky. And I do feel that Borderwise made a video which pitched the Draconia versus the Titanslang just like a day ago or less, dependent on. Anyways, the Draconia lost. And I was a little bit disappointed that the Draconia lost because it kind of lost on technicalities. It looked like it was going to win, but then it started to despawn because it was sinking, but it didn't look like it was sinking. It still looked like it was above waterline. Oh my god. So Borderwise has some pretty good lasers on his Titanslang there. And... well, the laser on the Draconia, it is strong, but I honestly feel that the Draconia's laser is a little bit overhyped. It is a strong laser, yes, but it's... I don't know, I wouldn't say it's the main weapon on the Draconia. The main weapon on the Draconia is actually torpedoes. So the Draconia is a ship that's set up to battle against basically any sort of craft except probably aircraft that stays just above it. The Draconia isn't set up to only battle other surface ships, but it's set up to battle, well, other types of vehicles as well. It's more versatile. It has some weaknesses, yes, but it's set up to be a versatile ship. The Draconia isn't made to specifically beat, say, the Titanslang. I only made it to match the Titanslang's materials because I wanted them to, well, have a fair battle. In any case, Borderwise has a lot of anti-torpedo torpedoes. And these anti-torpedo torpedoes they are basically taking out every single torpedo that the Draconia launches. And the Draconia launches a lot of torpedoes, I say. It also launches a lot of missiles, but torpedoes are its main game, I'd actually say. And the laser is very strong. But what makes Borderwise so scared of the Draconia's laser? That is because he doesn't have a good defense against these lasers. The problem with the Titanslang, you can see we are digging through the bulk of the ship, and we are zapping through heavy armor here. And why can we do that? Well, now I haven't double checked this, but probably the Titanslang doesn't have enough smoke protection. The smokes that the Titanslang probably have is not strong enough to shoot down the... or they are not strong enough to like diffuse the laser. Now something's happened a little bit with it. Oh no. Oh my god. Are you kidding me? Okay, we just paused the game here because we gotta check this. This is really bad. So, the thing is, the Draconia launches a lot of missiles and a lot of torpedoes. And Borderwise has... Oh yes, it came online. Oh no. Come on. So, I'm getting off rail here a little bit. This is a scary battle. The Draconia is down to 90% and the Titanslang is still at 95%. So it unfortunately really looks like the Titanslang will win this thing. We'll see. We seem to have some problem with the laser, and the thing is, the laser is a little bit overhyped, but it's basically the perfect counter against the Titanslang. The Titanslang is weak against the lasers, and this is because the Titanslang it's a very small design, very narrow, it doesn't have bulk. If you want to protect yourself against lasers, you need bulk. And the Titanslang doesn't have bulk. Then I would suspect that the Titanslang does not have proper laser defenses. I think that the smoke is too weak or doesn't activate properly. Probably it's too weak, because I would suspect it does activate properly unless we shot off some laser warners with EMP or stuff like that. I guess the EMP is susceptible, not sure. Ooh, look at those beautiful cram motors. And the thing is that the smoke, you can set them up to be different like strength, and if the smoke uses a lot of material per second, they will be stronger. And you need to make your smoke decently strong in order to actually properly protect you against a strong laser like this. Then what does Draconia have to protect against the Titanslang's lasers? Well, the Draconia basically surrounds itself with shields. Oh god, oh darn, the laser is absolutely gone now. Damn. So the Draconia's laser is completely down. And this is really bad news for the Draconia, because the Draconia's reliable way to deal damage is actually using the laser. And if you're wondering why this commenting section is a little bit weird, that is because there is so much lag at recording this battle, so I did record it, and I sped it up 2 times, exported it, and then recorded voiceover, because otherwise we would be sitting here more than an hour. And since I felt that Draconia lost, I wanted to really make sure, is my old Mark II really that bad? Because I thought that my old Mark II would indeed be able to beat the Titanslang. And even with Titanslang's upgrade, looking at Borderwise video, it really looked like the Draconia could win. So here we are making a proper best of 3. However, I did have to speed it up 2 times, and when I've sped it up 2 times, you can see it's still slow. It's 4 minutes into the battle in game, but we went 8 minutes, and this would have been 16 minutes before the speed up. So some parts are sped up, some parts are not sped up, but in general, I sped this battle up 2 times just to make the FPS reasonable and the battles not too long. But in any case, the Draconia's reliant way to deal damage against the Titanslang is its laser, and now the Titanslang has taken out Draconia's laser. So the Draconia seems to always lose against the Titanslang if the Titanslang is able to take out the Draconia's laser early on. If, say, I would upgrade the Draconia to a Mark III and make it have 3 missile turrets that are connected up to the same laser turrets that are connected up. Ooh, look at those beautiful motors. Yeah, EMP, there you go. But anyways, if I had 3 laser turrets connected up to the same laser pool, I think that the Draconia would never lose against the Titanslang. It's a little bit bold to say this, but that's kind of how I feel. If it had multiple laser outputs, which a lot of you have suggested me to do, but it was a little bit too much work and I didn't feel like doing it, so I didn't. But if I had done that, I don't think that Draconia would lose. So border-wise, having a narrow design, also one way you could take out now I'm mixing things up again. Like, one thing you could take out the Titanslang would actually be railguns, and the Draconia has a rail-assisted gun too. And actually mortars. So another thing that's kind of overhyped on the Draconia is its mortars. The Draconia's mortars are actually fairly weak. However, they have a lot of health points. And if you have a really weak deck armor, which the Titanslang doesn't have, the mortars can surely be dangerous. But what actually is the main purpose of these mortars is to confuse the LAM system. Because the LAMs focus on these mortars, and the mortars are mainly only harder. They're actually hollow point mainly. Some of them have a small payload, like armor piercing EMP, armor piercing high explosive, but the payload is very small. God damn it, I think we're lagging a little bit here. Yeah, we can see that the Draconia is down to 60%, while the Titanslang is actually at 94%. Special negative shout out to Dead Pirate Lenny. I saw that comment on Border-Rice's video. I will remember it. Let's hope that the murderous baby seal is performing a little bit better. So basically, Lenny hates the Draconia because the Draconia is... It's a strong ship. Okay, the Draconia lost the first battle. So we'll see if the Draconia loses the second battle or if it wins the second battle. Alright, so here we can see the Draconia is completely obliterated, and the Draconia has a rail-assisted gun. I think it's armor-piercing high explosive and armor-piercing EMP, I don't really remember. But it does deal reliable damage against the Titanslang. But Titanslang has basically heavy armor and ERA all around, which is an armor scheme I would not recommend because it's too expensive. But it is efficient against the Draconia's armor-piercing EMP or armor-piercing high-explosive shells. It is really effective against that. But otherwise, like, to be honest, if I would set up the Draconia to specifically beat the Titanslang, I would of course add more laser, but I would switch all my cram cannons to APS cannons that shoot fast because its LAMs are really strong. Anyways, let's go battle 2. So here you can see the initial swarm. The Draconia's initial swarm is very strong. Oh, the laser is burning up the side there. I do not think there is much smoke there actually. I don't think that smoke uses a lot of materials per second. It just melts through. And the Draconia has shields all along. Don't forget your shields. The shields really decrease the laser damage too. So you should have shields. You should have smoke, and you'll be pretty safe against lasers. But if I would set up the Draconia to specifically beat the Titanslang, I would change all my crams to APS, because APS would get through his LAMs much better. The mortars, they're doing a good job. I would actually decrease the payload on all missiles and make them be almost only reinforced bodies, because you can see my huge missile there. It's coming in. Both his main lasers, the missile interceptors, and the LAMs focus on it to kill it, and it dies. But it almost gets through. Like, a lot of the missiles almost go through. So I kind of feel like if I would set all my missiles to be mostly reinforced bodies, I actually think my missiles would go through. So Borderwise spent a lot of material and resources on a very strong LAMS and CWIS system. So he spent a lot of materials on defensive measures. And there is like an enormous, like super big swarm of anti-torpedo torpedoes too. And these are like a game changer. If he wouldn't have them, I don't think the Titanslang would have stood a chance. If he had like cut down the anti-torpedo torpedoes to like half for a third, I do think the Draconia's torpedoes would very much eat it up. So, the laser is digging through the engine here, and for the updated Titanslang Mark II, the engine is no longer one big steam engine we can zap with the zap, but it's actually a spread out engine all over the place. Which is very good for the Titanslang, because usually we could just zap it a little bit and it would sink. And now it doesn't do that. So that's a really good job of Borderwise to fix that engine problem, because that was a big deal. Like his engine there, it was really big weak point, which I think we exploited to win several times, just zapping the engine so the LAMs didn't work and then the missiles just ate it up. Not the torpedoes though, because the anti-torpedo torpedoes, there's so many of them, they just destroy every single torpedo we can with. I don't know, if I would set up my torpedoes to almost only be reinforced bodies, I don't even think they would get through. I don't think that. But you can see my mortars actually confuse his lasers from time to time too. So the main lasers are focusing, doubling as a CWIS system, which my laser is doing as well. Oh, there goes my EMP pack. God damn it, laser! If you don't get online, you'll lose this battle. Draconia! Murder! Fat murder baby seal! Get up straight! Get your shit together! What's up with this railgun? Half is fine. So that's really funny. In Borderwise's video, he thought he took out my APS cannon, but he only took out half, as far as I can see. And the laser seems to be mighty fine. That's good. So the main gun on the Draconia, it's a divided system, so it's half and half. So you can destroy half of it, and the other half still works. So that's really nice. It's kind of symmetric like that. It's like an independent dual system, which is great for redundancy, since we spend a lot of materials on the barrel. And as for APS and CRAM, if you can, always have several barrels, because only having one barrel for a big turret is too risky. Ooh, that's a little EMP zap. And oh, if I would set up the Draconia to specifically beat the Titanslang, I would definitely make my pack a piercing pack, and I would probably make more piercing packs. All the cram cannons, or regular cram cannons, I think I would set them up to be APS, because you can see his LAMs are taking out some of them, and that wouldn't be the case. I said more outputs for the laser, more reinforced bodies for all of the missiles, because he has so much defenses. So... oh, and I think I would make my rail like main gun. I think I would make it super cav and make it shoot underwater as well. And I think I would set it up to be only armor piercing. I think I would make them, yeah, like pure kinetic slugs, because they are not getting like absolutely destroyed by his era layer. Yeah, but anyways, it will be interesting to see how this battle goes. It's very even. You can see that the Draconia is at 90.2 and the Habs Titanslang is at 89.2. So it's like a single percentage. And the mortars are dropping down there. You can see they're not doing a lot of damage, the mortars. They are there to keep the LAM systems not too active. My small missiles ain't getting through. We can check down here. Here comes my continuous torpedo swarm. Oh, and there they come. Yep, there they come. It's like a complete... It's like a fish zoo below the Titanslang. It's just so many of them. Ooh. Oh yes, look at that thing. Wow, that turret is so dead. Man. Wow, that's great. Is that cram cannon down there dead too? No, it's online. So my small missiles are popping in there. The lambs has no problem shooting. God damn it. It's completely still. The Titanslang ain't moving. Why is it not moving? The Draconia has a 3% advantage now. I don't know why the Titanslang isn't moving. Ooh, big explosion. But either it's the Azipods are still there, so it must be the engines. But if it's the engines, I don't understand why the lambs... The lambs stopped working now too, no? I am not sure. I'm not sure what's up with the... No, the lambs are working. They did zap a shell there. So I don't understand how they can have power while the engine... Oh, maybe it has super little power left and the lambs have a positive power priority, which we need to do an instant tutorial about pretty soon too. And now you can see the Titanslang is dead in the water. It shoots back, yes, it has... Oh, do you see that main APS there down at the... Like, you see that? It's died. We killed it. So the main gun, the main APS is dead. The laser is zapping and zapping. The cram is still online. It's very resilient. Very good. That's a very good cram design, by the way. It's very resilient. And since he switched to mainly hollow point, my lamb system basically has no chance of taking him out. The Draconia doesn't have a very strong lamb system, but it is formidable. It really is. Okay. Ooh. So we're getting so much holes in the Titanslang now that now the mortars might actually start to hurt. And you can see, oh, you can see the torpedoes are coming in. We've let the torpedoes in, and the main torpedo swarm that's like a vertical downwards launch. They are shaped charges, so they're quite scary. And we see. Thanks a lot for the speed up, because you can see the clock that it's still like ticking kind of slow. It's a little bit janky. But in the first battle, you could see the Draconia's missiles, because of the lag, they just stopped working. They were launched and they lay flat on top of the Draconia, and it was like, why? What's up with this time desync thing, whatever. God, that's a lot of holes. Yeah. Seems like the main gun is it, does it work? It looks like it might almost work. Crazy that. Yeah. The Titanslang lost this battle. So, beautiful, let's go to the third battle. So, right now, Borderwise has won one battle with his Titanslang, and the Draconia won the second battle. Beautiful. So we have 1-1. Let's see on the third and decisive battle who's going to win this best of 3. The Draconia's initial swarm is pretty formidable. We see we tore some holes there. Oh my god. The lamb system let through some missiles from the front there. We got some turrets on that blast. And you can see the laser is digging in its side there. Yeah, the Titanslang is a really compact design, and if you make your designs too compact, yeah. Keeping the block count low, I would feel a better bulk and less era would probably be an upgrade for a Titanslang, but that's so much work I wouldn't do it either. The Draconia has a lot of era too. When I made the Draconia, I thought that staggered era was really important to have all over the place. And now I learned some more things, and I learned that there is something that's called just solid slugs. Ooh, that turret is very sad. And they don't care very much about era, so I only use era for certain parts, like the AI and stuff like that nowadays. It's not worth it to have all over the place, in my opinion. It can be for some time, some... Ooh, that's a laser! You saw that was a laser. We zapped the laser barrel. So, we just need to hope that we're lucky, or not extremely unlucky. So the Draconia's laser is pretty hard to take out, because the laser is right behind the super massive main APS cannon. So, in order to take out the Draconia's laser, you have to land a super lucky shot, or you have to dig through the main gun, destroy that, several layers of heavy armor, and then dig into the laser turret. But the first battle and some earlier battles against the Titanslang several months ago, he did actually take out the laser early on, and that was really lucky. But the laser is still online, as we can see. So the Draconia is actually behind with 92%, and the Titanslang is at 93%, so it's still very even. Also do note that the Draconia losing health points fast, it's part of its setup. It doesn't have heavy armor on the outside. It utilizes like metal and wood and stone. Oh, that's a turret! We shot off a turret. You can see the next mortar swarm there. And as you can see, these mortars, come on mate, they're not doing a lot of damage. They're kind of weak. But you can see, they are opening a window for missiles and all sorts of fun stuff to get in there. So there you can see the staggered era. Ooh, hello friends, repair bots. Here we have the laser. Ooh, darn. This laser and engine is getting opened up. Wow. Yeah, definitely. So, general tips. If you're watching this and you're thinking, oh my god, the Draconia is so strong and the Titanslang is so strong, because both of these ships are very strong. Borderwise did a great job at upgrading his Titanslang. Oh no, the houses are empty. Yeah, we'll just check around this a little bit, see how it's doing. But if you're looking at this, you might think, God darn it, what are these pro ships? You can never beat them. Or you think they're absolutely crap. Neither me or Borderwise is the best builders alive. But we have both played the game for a long time, so we have learned a lot. But if you think that these ships are very formidable and you're like, how can I ever beat this thing? Well, if you want to beat the Titanslang, I would go with lasers and other stuff that penetrate a lot. So that means piercing packs, lasers that focus on the same spot for a long time, railguns or APS that shoots penetrating slugs containing no payload, or cram cannons that contain a payload. Cram cannons is a great way to deal with the Titanslang, but do make sure that they are like a Doom cram level, because his LAM system is no joke. Like my crams aren't getting through there, and I have a if you want to get through with your crams, you need to have like a proper scary cram barrage like the Turtle Lord. Oh darn, that was another laser barrel. Ooh, it's looking pretty good for the Draconia. It's in the lead by 3%. His cannons are online, but you can see that a lot of the guns, they're not functional anymore. The main gun seems to be dead, because it did have a higher gauge before. But anyways, if you wanna beat the Titanslang, skip the missiles, skip the torpedoes, go with penetrating slugs like sabots or armor piercing. No payload, just slugs. God damn it, missile! Can't you hit? Now when the lance is finally weak enough, you're missing. Come on, mate. Like, hitting one of those huge missiles can be like an instant game changer. Yeah, but penetrators, piercing packs, piercing crams, piercing APS, that's great for dealing with a Titanslang. And also mortars, of course, to distract the lambs too. You can use that method. If you want to beat a Draconia, however, you probably are better off with using sandblasters. Things that just blow up a lot of stuff. And if you're using sandblaster, come on, mate, are you gonna miss too? If you're using sandblasters against the Draconia, that's reasonable to take out defensive points, taking out the laser, even stuff like that. And it's so much bulk, you should probably not mess with regular penetrators. But if you want to beat a Draconia, one thing I really use against a Draconia, if I was making a ship to beat a Draconia, I would have vertical launch large missiles with a lot of explosive payload. That could really take it out. Another thing you could use to beat a Draconia is actually crams. Crams is a great counter for the Draconia, and that's the reason why border-wise Titanslang does have the potential to win over the Draconia. But now we can see the Draconia is still at 87%, while the Titanslang is down to 74%. Wow, it's really looking like the Titanslang is going to lose this best of 3, which makes me very, very happy. Because I did think that you know, a loss is a loss, but the Draconia losing on technicalities was very boring when it was about to win. So fun to see this best of 3 here. But honestly, the Titanslang did win one battle, so you know, it could have gone the other way around as well. Yeah, as I said, if border-wise Titanslang can disable the Draconia's laser early on, it has disabled the only way the Draconia is dealing reliable damage against the Titanslang. And then we can... ooh, that's a big explosion. Yeah, you can see Titanslang down 66%, lamps are down. The engines aren't dead this time, now it's actually moving pretty fast. But now you can see the missile swarm and, yeah, not the torpedo swarm though. The anti-torpedo torpedoes are doing the job, but the missile swarm is coming in. The cram shells are coming in. The Draconia basically cannot lose this thing. And now we can see that the Draconia has a lot of holes, but the bulk take up most of the damage. The small fast fire turrets are not doing much, but the mortars, the missiles, engines, everything seems to be absolutely fine. Well, I must actually say that I think the Draconia is doing a good job. I'm happy with her performance. The Draconia is still a strong ship and is able to win this best of 3 with the updated Mark II Titanslang. That makes me very happy, and I feel that I don't need to upgrade the Draconia. The Draconia is pretty good as it is. And now the Titanslang is sinking and collecting penalty points for sinking. Ooh, look, and now finally my missiles and torpedoes. Oh, the torpedoes are finally getting through. I would suspect that a lot of people... Oh, that's a win. It's official. The Draconia is the winner of this best of 3. Yeah. If you have tried to pitch your ship against the Draconia, I bet that its torpedoes probably took you out. Look at that. Man. The laser... Oh, and the lambs is actually on top of the laser, so it's kind of protecting it also a little bit. Man. Well, that's pretty cool. I'm happy. I'm happy. It doesn't look too damaged either. You can see even the captain's little compartment there, the architecture, it's still intact. Wow, there we have it. Thanks a lot for watching. See you next time. This is your host Gmodism, and we are signing out. Anyways, shout out to Borderwise.